otherwise, well, you can still zoom in, or I will zoom in. We will have a nice trade forecast or chart breakdown right now. No trade breakdowns because market has been absolutely looking like hell, but well, we can't do shit about it. It's just, well, what we need to anticipate and observe. And yeah, if we stick to the monthly time frame and we look at the overall chart, we can clearly see that we've been in a nice consolidation as I don't know how long, for a few fucking years. And right now we induced lower with a nice inducement, and you left this IFVG fair value gap and this order block here. This is your order block, doesn't look particularly nice, but it happens. And we just mitigated this. The thing is, we have 20 days left in this month, so probably we will go even higher. We could break above this, which would mean we are bullish. And this was just a liquidity grab in maybe the yearly. I think, can we look at the yearly? Yes, sir. If we look at the 12-month candles, we are clearly bearish. There's absolutely nothing going on in between here. If we go down lower to 6 month, still bearish. We could mitigate this though, whatever the fuck this is, but we've been just consolidating for the past month or months, even if you want to call it like that. And if we then go into the monthly, which breaks it down even further, we can see that the lower time frame gave us a quite nice CISD, a nice shift. Also in the lower time frames, there's weekly shifts. There's also this big shift in between here. And yeah, quite ugly right now because we mitigated this key area in between here, which could indicate us higher prices because we are kind of at an all-time low. If we break this, we will be at an all-time low, and I don't think we should break this, but well, I don't care. I'm not Trump, I'm not the market maker or anybody else. But for right now, we are looking for lower prices in the monthly. So we can write this down and maybe keep this in the back of our head that the monthly is bearish. Even though this month looks tremendously bullish, yes, we are in a key area. We also just took out 5 fucking previous month highs, so well, we can keep that in the back of our head. Also, Dixie looks exactly the same. So if we then go down lower into the weekly time frame, this is where things already get quite confusing and difficult because the weekly absolutely did nothing. If we look at the weekly in this case here only at this section, we can see that we dig into a key area, which is, well, in this case, this bigger order block, overlapping also with the fair value gap from the monthly here, and we total soup. So we come into a key area with these candles, which is also in the monthly. As you see, December and January are inside of this candle. December was a turtle soup above from previous month, and January turtle soup December again. Why? Well, I don't know. So we have this candle which mitigates everything, and then we have a weekly turtle soup, bullish wise, closing also bullish wise, and the third candle giving you the CISD. Well, in this case here was the CISD, sorry, which is quite nice, which means bullishness. So you are bullish in the weekly, you just mitigated this, and you also will consolidate it but broke higher, which means you are short-term bullish for the weekly, which is absolutely not helping us because right now we have 2 biases, which is, well, bullish with 3 L's because why not? We right now have 2 biases, and if we look at the daily, I think we also get a third one because daily could be bearish. But the weekly is bullish. The only key level or area or whatever to mitigate in between here is this big order block overlapping with this fair value gap. If we form a swing high with this weekly or next week, then we can use the Fibonacci tool, which I absolutely don't use often. But if we use the Fibonacci tool, we can get our nice golden flippy fucking area, we at least want to trade below the 50% for bullish prices. So we will definitely can see or would see something like this if we continue to be bullish in the weekly. Or in this case, we get a bearish retracement. So keeping this in the back of our head that we are absolutely right now clueless doesn't help us, but well, this candle here could potentially just be a continuation because we were highly bullish last week, and then this candle here could already be our potential range, and then we could look for inducements for next week and then bearish prices to trade below the 50% and then already induce higher for next month and then come lower. I don't know. It's just observing and trying to understand what happens in the markets. If we then go into the daily time frame, we can even further look it through. So this is just the monthly key area. In the daily, you can also use this here. Well, this is the weekly CISD, the higher time frame. This is the important swing high. But if you look at the daily time frame, you also have this swing high here, which in this case broke lower time frame structure, which is still higher time frame because we're in the daily time frame. But yes, overall, we just mitigated this here. We came lower to mitigate this area here, rejecting this low, which does absolutely nothing because this is internal structure and we are inside of this swing. And right now, if you are advanced or patient, you see we only wick above here, which means this is a liquidity grab. And we never came below the 50% level. Market then induces lower and then spikes higher. Here was a very, very nice opportunity for you to buy. And that's where I think last week I also took buys on Tuesday from here all the way up here. So me personally, I entered somewhere in between here, had my stop loss quite tight, and then I entered all the way like this. I already think I had a 1 to 6 or 1 to 7. If you are interested in this trade breakdown, it's uploaded on Cobra Clay Trades. So the only important thing right now is we look at the daily time frame. And maybe, and I probably think that today, well, we are bullish. Tomorrow we will be bullish again. We need to come into this key area here a little bit more. Maybe take out some future or, past highs in between here. Previous week high in between here. Previous week high in between here. So we could potentially target this year as a liquidity point to then mitigate some key areas up here, which would be quite nice because it's 50% above the order block. So for this week, we will clearly have bullishness on EU. And only after I see, or probably I won't even trade for this week, if we have bullishness, and next week opens and gives you an inducement and we close off like this, then I will look for sells because we have such a big range. And no, not 110 pip stop loss, but this is just an example. We have such a big range that we want to trade all the way in between here or just below the 50% level, that I think we could easily catch some trades. And if you want, you can also target this, which I don't think will get mitigated. But the only thing right now is we have this here as our as our outlook. So we are bearish in the monthly overall. Daily and weekly are bullish as fuck, so I will simply just look for buys. And maybe, as mentioned, this month could end off quite slow. Next month could make a turtle soup and then expand lower. I don't know, I'm just speculating. I will observe and adapt to the current situation, and the only thing which we can right now do is wait for a trade below the true open, which is 0.0. So if we go into the 15-minute time frame, we can see this is the whole week. We can then mark out the start of the day for tomorrow, which is 5 p.m. New York Standard Time. And we also hop into this here. And then the true open will be at 0, 0. So we can mark out our key areas. And is there anything to remitigate? Absolutely not. Well, maybe this year or even lower, but well, what am I to look for? If you look at the 1 hour time frame, we see absolutely nothing, and the 2 hour time frame is our weekly forecast or weekly outlook. We have this year this tremendously ugly range with our fair value gap. I don't think we will come that low, but we will definitely look for buys below the true open. Maybe look for an Asia model, so we'll have a consolidation like this, come below here, and then trade even higher. That's my forecast for today and the upcoming month, weeks, whatever. Not very nice, to be honest, but well, what do you want to do? We are just here to observe the markets. I think hopefully we can keep this in here so that everybody can see it. Yes, we're gonna put that as 12. Then we're gonna push it in between here, and this is our current situation of tomorrow, and this is our bias. I hope you enjoyed, and that's simply it.